Ladies and gentlemen, I do not have a Twitter account. I do not have a Facebook account. But Elon Musk certainly does. And he wrote the other day, take the red pill. And then as either a message to Rose Twitter, or that's the red pill, or it's a message to the world, a message to the left, who knows? But this comes just, a couple weeks after a Democratic lawmaker told him to do something to himself that I can't even talk about on this channel. So this comes also after he has had a long-running feud with the state of California over a shutdown where he wants to, he has started, and the city of Fremont backed down, from what I understand. He has started, he's up and running now in Fremont with his headquarters. He employs 20,000 people, 20,000 jobs. And a California lawmaker told him to you-know-what himself. And they basically said, go ahead and move. You would think, ladies and gentlemen, 20,000 jobs in a state that has a $54 billion budget deficit now and over 4 million people unemployed. You would think, ladies and gentlemen, that they would want Elon Musk to stay. You would think that they would say, no, please stay. We don't want you to go. Please stay. What can we do to make, to work things out? They're like, no, go. We don't need you. These are Democratic politicians, okay? These are Democratic politicians who get their money from tax dollars, who don't understand that if 20,000 jobs leave, and by the way, he's the last auto manufacturer located in California. Well, what's going to happen to these 20,000 jobs? There is an exodus, ladies and gentlemen, a complete exodus of. There has been an exodus of jobs leaving California. Just leaving California. Okay? People do not want to stay, businesses do not want to stay in the state of California. Because not only because of the taxes, because the environment, literally the politicians are like, go. We don't even need you. Texas, the moment that the day that he declared that, Elon Musk, one of the counties in Texas said, please go ahead and move to our county. We have a workforce for you here. People are eager to work because they understand the economic benefit. AOC, for example, does not understand that if 25,000 jobs go to an Amazon headquarters in her district or near her district, that eventually Amazon would have brought in 40,000. That's what Amazon was saying. At first it was only 25,000. Then it was 40,000. And then the economic activity would have generated 100,000 jobs from food trucks, restaurants, dry cleaners, union work, florists, whatever. People with the economic activity, people going to the supermarket. The economic activity would have generated more jobs. If you have an Amazon headquarters in New York, the chances of the local businesses laying off people at the grocery store or at the supermarket or at the CVS is lower, because you would need more of those people to work, because there would be more need for them to work, because you'd have a lot more Amazon employees, you'd have a lot more economic activity. It's not difficult to understand. You'd have an Amazon headquarters there that would generate economic activity. Even the governor of New York was saying, "Oh my God!" Eventually, the taxes would be a windfall for the state. They would generate eventually billions in taxes, and this was a Democratic Party study. Then they moved out. Then AOC said, well, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Then something else took place where they found out that Amazon didn't pay as much taxes as they thought, and then she took another victory lap. The issue with the taxes and corporations is that, well, they're not breaking the law. They're taking advantage of existing loopholes. So run on raising taxes for corporations. Go ahead and run on that. Democrats say one thing and they do another. You will never hear from the Democratic Party or even progressive politicians, we're going to raise taxes on corporations. Where's the tax bill that AOC wrote to make sure companies like Amazon don't utilize existing tax codes to their advantage? Where's the legislation that Bernie Sanders championed? Where's any Bernie Sanders legislation championed? All you have is a machine that funnels votes back into the Democratic Party. But that's why Elon Musk said take the red pill. Because he knows that, see, the Democratic Party is not necessarily ideology. That's why all leftists, everyone on the left, aside from the Green Party, the Green Party is the only political party that isn't aligned with Democrats. If you're a leftist and you say that, well, I'm not a Democrat, everything you do serves one political party. It's not the Green Party. It's not the Republican Party. It's not Trump. It's not Jill Stein. It's not. It's only the Democratic Party. So you can go ahead, spend your life saying how Trump is this horrible monster, bigot, Russian operative, really horrible, xenophobic person. Everything you do as a leftist, even if you don't vote for the Democratic Party, benefits the Democratic Party on social media, because almost certainly you're parroting and regurgitating nonsense pertaining to Trump. That he is, this horrible, horrible bigot, yet he signed prison reform legislation. How does that work? How on earth does that work? Yet it was President Obama who had a failed NATO intervention that destroyed a country in Libya. Obliterated Libya. And so you look at Elon Musk and, take the red pill. You're emboldening the people on the right. By the way, to my super chat, thank you so very much. If you support my voice on this super chat or any on this live stream or any live stream, thank you so very, very much. But he says, take the red pill, and it's like, it's like you look at the Democratic Party or the media's reaction. You look at media's reaction, and it's the following. Why is Elon Musk telling us to take the red pill? The Guardian. Elon Musk and Ivanka Trump co-opted the Matrix red pill. And then the creator, claps back. It's like, so what if the creator didn't like the tweet? Who cares? Who cares? If you're lucky enough to have created a cultural phenomenon like the Matrix, then in a way you don't own the message anymore. Maybe you never did. Because you can't say that a movie that was written over 20 years ago backs Democratic Party politics in 2020. Furthermore, the Democrats live in a matrix. They don't have free will. Everything is preordained. Everything's part of a computer program. The Democratic Party lives in a computer. Tron is actually an even better example. They live on social media. Remember the movie Tron? You're in a video game? So they're just, all of them are in this video game. They think it's reality. It's not reality. And they battle within cyberspace, but at the end of the day, it has no effect. It doesn't even affect, it affects nobody on the planet. So why is Elon Musk telling us to take the red pill? A cryptic tweet from the Tesla billionaire that referenced the first Matrix movie has garnered approval from Ivanka Trump, but not everyone is happy. So, The Matrix, right? Keanu Reeves. Indeed, the 1999 sci-fi thriller Reeves' character, Neo, is offered the choice of a red pill or blue pill by the rebel leader Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne. The blue pill allows Neo to keep going all night. Wrong, blue pill. Wrong, blue pill. No, if Neo takes the blue pill, the story ends, according to Morpheus. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. Continue to live in the simulated reality of the Matrix, in other words. Whereas the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, said Morpheus, and I show you how deeply the rabbit hole goes. Reality, in short, even if reality can be hard. A red pill also pops up in the 1990 sci-fi movie Total Recall, also as a way to reality. So, all very interesting. Why are we talking about it? The red pill isn't going to cure, okay, probably not, but since Matrix release, the term has been co-opted by the ultra men's rights and conspiracy, and now Elon Musk. So you have all these horrible people, and now Elon Musk. So it's not. So this is the funny thing. Here's an example of a lie. Here's a lie. I don't use the term red pill, but it's not. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I find it hilarious, and it's not only used by men's rights groups and conspiratorial, weirdos and alt-right. It's not only used. See, the term has been co-opted by, and then the sentence goes on to list only 3 bizarre fringe groups, and now Elon Musk. So if you use it, you must be part of those groups, only those groups. You cannot just be a centrist or an independent voter or a progressive that's no longer a Democrat and actually is okay with Trump. A great many people. You can't be somebody. It's impossible to be somebody who wants Medicare for all, but not, but doesn't dislike or have contempt for Trump. It's impossible on the left. I'm not talking about myself. I'm a Trump. I love President Trump. I'm a Trump supporter. Used to be a progressive. I think if Medicare for all was feasible, fantastic. It's not feasible. And don't trust me. The Democratic Party hasn't passed a bill. Why? Because they're funneling votes. They're funneling the notion. The voters who say Medicare for all are the same voters who are going to vote Democrat, even though Democrats will not ever pass a Medicare for all bill. Even they're voting Biden. Even Bernie Sanders the other day said the majority of my voters will vote for Biden. Biden literally stated he would veto a Medicare for all bill. So Biden stated he would veto a Medicare for all bill. So it's like you have to ask yourself, okay, is it true that only the most horrible people use that phrase? No, it's not. It's not. And Democrats are so into divisions and factions and nomenclature. And what group are you a part of? What group are you a part of? And if you believe something, you can't be part of that group. And you can't be part of this group, and you can't be part of another group. So 504,000 likes, 101,000 retweets. for just one statement that, and now they're like, and then he also wrote, when you take Dayquil and NyQuil at the same time. That's kind of funny. But you also have Ivanka Trump saying taken, and then you have the left just completely melting down. Just completely melting down. Oh my God, they're completely melting down. And they know that another person, you had Kanye West, Elon Musk, you're going to have a lot more people who are world-renowned say, you know what, I like Trump, or I might not like everything about Trump, but he's a lot better than the Democratic Party. That's why when they lose again, look, the notion that they would lose again in November with Hillary Clinton, there's 33 million YouTube channels. I am the only YouTube channel, along with H.A. Goodman's other channels, to tell you, since 2017, there is no Democratic primary. Hillary Clinton is going to be nominee. Jimbo! You're right, H.H. Tribal. It is tribal. The tribalism is devastating. Jimbo, thank you. Thank you, Jimbo. As always, say hello to the BAL boys. Thank you. The tribalism is devastating, but it's the only thing they have, because it's the only way they can condemn and judge. If you don't have that kind of faction, that kind of faction, that factionalism. The Democratic Party it consists of political rivals all in one tent. You have leftists who say, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a liberal, I'm not, liberals are not leftists, and then liberals say, we're not leftists, we're normal, but they all vote Democrat. So at the end of the day, they're one political party. They can't stand one another. That's not the case with conservatives, or I should say Trump supporters. Trump supporters, you're completely not only welcomed. Nobody really cares what you think. You either don't want the Democratic Party, or you like certain aspects of what President Trump is doing, or you think President Trump's a great president. I think he's a great president. Going after corrupt intelligence officials, reversing American U.S. Foreign policy, bringing Americans home. I like the Wall Street Journal, but even the Wall Street Journal's like, hey, you know what? No, don't be rash when it comes to Afghanistan. Well, why not? Why are we there? And so you see this kind of this kind of response. You see this response where they don't talk about so The Verge, Elon Musk is playing Twitter footsie with the fringe right. Nothing is an actual discussion about why he's. It's always like, look, these are bad people that also use that phrase, and therefore Elon Musk is amplifying all the bad things those bad people have said. That's the way the left thinks, but they don't do that with Clinton. Hillary Clinton not only will become nominee, just when she was when she was with, I believe, Kara Swisher, And it was, oh well, I'd like to be president, she said. In that Q&A, this was in 2018, she made a joke, a very racist joke, Clinton did, and said, oh yeah, they all look the same. And the audience was like, oh my God. Do you think anyone said anything? No. In fact, there were articles, Clinton calls out. They tried to paint it as if she was trying to be righteous or do something good. It was a failed, kind of, bigoted type of joke that if anyone else said, they would have been crucified. But if Clinton said it, that's okay. It's okay. So, again, believe with Kavanaugh. Don't believe with Biden. When you see the Democratic Party, it's dissolving in its own hypocrisy. They're the biggest hypocrites on the planet. But with Elon Musk, he's a businessman, first and foremost, and an inventor. So he knows he basically risked getting getting arrested and going to jail. He risked getting arrested and going to jail, which is, I don't think most billionaires would go ahead and do that. So I got to give him that. This is great. Elon Musk has always had a certain manic energy on Twitter, but in the past week, his output has taken a more troubling turn. So, Bill Abrams III. Sorry I'm late, dude. It's all good, Bill. Thank you. Do-Re-Mi Music Honolulu. Back in the day, the right was called paranoid for talking about stripping of rights, and all that has come to fruition. Yep. Do-Re-Mi Music Honolulu. Thank you. Yeah, it's true. But you see, the left now loves state authority if it coincides with their politics. They loved Attorney General William Barr. They don't love. They loved Attorney General Loretta Lynch. They don't like William Barr. They love James Clapper. They don't like Richard Grenell. They love President Obama. They don't like Trump. It just depends. The appeal to authority depends on if the authority agrees with their political views. That's it. Jimbo! It's the same here in Australia. HA, as far as the left goes, you're either with them or against them. There is no discourse. And Jimbo and Do-Re-Mi Music Honolulu, Jimbo, let's put it this way. There does not have to be discourse with the left if I don't mind debating anyone. In fact, I would love to, because I would tear them apart. But they would never debate me because I was from the left. So I know all of their Achilles heels. I know all of the duplicity, all the disingenuous nature of all of them. And I'm okay. Like Medicare for all, great idea. It's not feasible. Okay, if it is, then Democrats don't pass it. And people who want Medicare for all vote Democrat. That shows how dysfunctional everything is. But there shouldn't be Jimbo and Do-Re-Mi Music Honolulu. Everybody, do not ever debate somebody. Do not ever debate somebody who thinks Trump is the biggest monster, the most horrendous monster of all time, because there's no point to. They don't even see. They literally are stuck in the Matrix. They're literally stuck in the Matrix. They're literally stuck in the Matrix where everything is scripted and predetermined, and everything is part of a computer program. I think Tron is the movie Tron is actually a better example, or The Matrix. But they don't have free will. The concept of free will in the movie The Matrix, there's a lot of philosophy in there. Okay? Democrats do not have free will, Jimbo. That's why they cannot have any discourse. You and I have free will. Do-Re-Mi Music, Honolulu, we have free will. Bill Abrams III, we have free will. But Jimbo, they do not. Hoopty7, yeah. Hoopty7, hello. Thank you. Great name. Hoopty7. Dory Music. If you don't vote for Trump, we're done. Yes, I will have a Bizarro World up soon. I don't know why it's taking me so long. It just has. But thank you, Dory Music. Thank you. Dory Music, Jimbo. Thank you, as always. But here you have somebody who risked... when Democrats lose again in 2020, with Hillary Clinton, she's the only chance they have. When they lose again, the entire left will dissolve. It will just dissolve into... what will first happen is there will be a blame game. So Trump supporters will rejoice, and it'll be like the most beautiful, amazing thing. It'll be the absolute most beautiful, amazing thing. Well, but hold on. Last night, Musk confused a combination of Democratic Socialist America with red pill meme. Oh my God, it's hard to say what Musk meant by all this, but it was clearly a dog whistle. What? Well, they're so interested in dog whistles. This subliminal that only this frequency that only dogs and right-leaning people hear. It's just unbelievable. Democrats do more to prop up every horrible element of society that they think that social media thinks it's going up against than Trump supporters. Trump supporters, by and large, are people of all different backgrounds. They're former progressives, they're libertarians, they're independent voters, they're people who wouldn't vote for Marco Rubio but would vote for President Trump. President Trump won Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Those states have not voted Democrat since the 80s. So those states hadn't voted Democrat since the 80s. So you can't say that when they keep saying Trump's base. Yeah, but if Trump had a base easily defined, he wouldn't have won Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Those aren't bastions of conservative support. Eric H526. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you. But you look, and it's like, they're like, oh my God, one thing about also Jimbo and everybody here and Dory Music, Honolulu, Democrats are very, very, very consumed with symbols and dog whistles. And factions and tribalism and condemnation and judgment and being able to quickly decipher a person's intent and who they are so they can quickly judge. The whole point of liberal or left-leaning ideology is quickly judge who you're debating or or addressing the issue with so you can ignore any points made and just focus on an appeal to, the messenger is flawed, so therefore the message is flawed. And then it's the guilt by association. They live by guilt by association. Well, this person spoke to that person, so therefore they share the same exact viewpoint, except if it's Robert Byrd and Hillary Clinton. Then that's different. Then it's okay if Robert Byrd was Clinton's mentor. Jimbo! Trump's not really a conservative, but at least he's a constitutionalist. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the great thing about President Trump, because the Democrats have not accurately described who he is. They don't know who he is. They have no clue who he is. Jimbo, thank you. They don't know who Trump is. They have no clue. They just have no clue who Trump is. So, you know. It's very difficult to defeat somebody when you don't know why people are voting for him. And also when you don't care why. Democrats do not care, Jimbo and everybody here. Democrats don't care why people vote for Trump. They just think those people are bad people. So they just think that they think that he's a bad person, and when they bring up the Constitution, they never bring up the fact that Trump runs the executive branch. So they never bring that one up. That's an inconvenient truth. It'll be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. It will be very, very, very interesting. We have just, 5 months or so? June, July, August, September, October, November. 6 months. We have 6 months, ladies and gentlemen. 6 months. Six months, people. And if they don't win, that's pretty much the end of the Democratic Party. It really is. For a generation of young people who aren't stuck in that cult, because Generation Z is the they say Generation Z is the most conservative young generation we've had in decades. So a great many young people aren't looking at Trump and saying, "Oh my God, he's so horrible." Some of them are, but a lot of them are saying, "Okay, who's the punk rocker in this? Who's the mainstream pop band, and who's the cool punk rock?" Actually, the punk rock politician is Trump. It's not Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders, who says most of my voters will vote for Biden. It's not Biden. Okay? It's not Robert De Niro and James Clapper. But look who Trump is against. James Clapper, Robert De Niro, and Joe Biden, and then Hillary Clinton, who runs everything. Who will be nominee. Who do you think young people say, "Okay, you know what? He's a little bit weird, but he's funny"? He's a little weird, but he's funny. Exactly, Eddie Ray. Exactly. Look at the people who Trump is against. James Clapper, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I mean, look at the people who Trump is against. And if you try to say, "Hey, he's bringing Americans home from Afghanistan," they don't care. It's not even, they'll say, "Well, no, he's not. Well, he hasn't yet." And yeah, but he's reversing foreign policy to where eventually they'll be home a lot sooner than they would under President Clinton, Hillary Clinton, who would have kept them there forever. Even the Wall Street Journal's like, you don't be rash, you know. The establishment wants Americans overseas forever. Forever. Trump does not. He wrote a tweet today, which is exactly why I'm voting for President Trump. April 27, 2020, Trump tells advisors U.S. should pull troops from Afghanistan. So the Afghan withdrawal deal, March 1st, 2020. So you have, ladies and gentlemen, you have a situation where President Trump is reversing U.S. foreign policy. He's reversing U.S. foreign policy. He's reversing U.S. foreign policy, which is exactly what has to be done. Democrats don't want that. Democrats do not want that. Bill Abrams the third. It's Chi Allen versus Bow Wow Wow. Bill Abrams the third. Thank you. Versus Bow Wow Wow. Yeah, wow. That's a scene. Thank you, Bill Abrams. Thank you, Jimbo. I guess we will see troops coming home before November. I hope so. I don't know, but I hope so. They signed a deal. U.S. and Afghan signed a deal to end 18-year war. This is in February of 2020, at the end of February. Nobody talked about this, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say nobody talked about this, I say nobody talked about this. Like, nobody cared. Nobody on the left. None of the righteous, virtuous, leftist, wonderful, righteous, amazing people talk. They don't care. They really don't care. Like, they truly do not care. It is not an issue for them. This is exactly why I'm voting for President Trump. This would never happen. This would never have happened. And then, David, he hasn't brought home soldiers. Okay, he hasn't brought home soldiers. They will, in the most petulant manner, gloss over every achievement, and they won't even think it's an achievement. So, Jimbo, thank you so very much. They won't even acknowledge that it's an achievement to sign a peace deal. Ranger Partners, hello. Yes, I have had also the unfortunate experience of debating people who have definite TDS, and it doesn't ever go well. Here's the thing. They do not see, the sky is not blue to them. So they see reality as something completely different. When you say, well, you know what? According to spy officials familiar with spy agencies, that's not proof that Trump knew anything in January regarding the crisis. They won't acknowledge, nor will they admit. The only thing that will temper them, just like, like banging on steel or like banging on metal to make a hammer or to make a sword. The only thing that will get them to realize that they're wrong is when they lose again. They're not going to defeat President Trump because they overstepped their boundaries regarding the shutdown. The shutdown will backfire on them. They don't realize this. They think that it's like, oh, well, I mean, isn't life miserable? Aren't you miserable enough? And you know who's president, right? The Orange Monster. You don't have to have a miserable life if you just vote for us. And then they're so funny. They're like, oh yeah, Biden, he'll defeat. He's losing in swing states at this point right now. Usually at this point, a Democratic challenger is far ahead of a Republican. I mean, you have the media in overdrive. Usually they're far ahead of any Republican. Usually they're far ahead of any Republican. And that's not the case. And that's not the case. I mean, they're literally losing in the polls now to Trump. And he has a 49% approval rating, ladies and gentlemen, a 49% approval rating in Gallup. A 49% approval rating in Gallup, people. A 49% approval rating in Gallup. So, ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Thank you so very much. Eric H526, I did. Oh, yeah, many times when I was on Twitter. I would. Eric H526. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. To my super chat, thank you, Jimbo. And Eric H526 and Doremi Music Honolulu, Hoop-D7, everybody, thank you very much. Bill Abrams, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. And check out tomorrow for probably around 8 a.m. upload, 8 a.m. Pacific time upload. And maybe earlier. And people, thank you so very much. Subscribe right now to H.A. Goodman's other channel. That's below in the pinned comment and description. I have a segment. It's going to be awesome right now. It'll be up in about 5 minutes. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Do-Re-Mi Music Honolulu. The Hill Rising Show. What should an American populist uprising look like? Answer Trump. Progressives are clueless. There is no, Do-Re-Mi Music Honolulu. The only uprising that liberal leftists would be successful with would be to join the Green Party. But it's not cool enough. There's no glamour in the Green Party. The Green Party gets pooped on by the Democrats and by media and by Hollywood. So, but people on the left want a little bit of glamour. Going there like, yeah, we're fighting for people's rights, man. You got steamrolled again. And you believed Bernie. It took me a long time to leave that world, but I did. Do-Re-Mi Music, Honolulu, thank you. Hello, thank you, everybody. God bless. To my super chat, thank you. Thank you, Dory Me Music Honolulu, Jimbo. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Every night from now until the end of the year and beyond, I will be doing at least one, very likely 2 live streams in the evening from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Pacific. Give me your thoughts, everyone. Thank you so very, very much. I'll see you very soon. And hey, check out H.A. Goodman's other channel, right?